My name's Julio, and I'm doing serotonin. Okay, so when you smell food, dopamine is released, and at the same time, serotonin is released, activating the 5-HT2C receptors, um, decreasing decreasing dopamine, and acts as a regulator and controlling your appetite so you won't overeat. So in an example of negative feedback, same thing. When you smell food, your appetite increases because of dopamine is released, and at the same time, serotonin is released. But there are some drugs like marijuana that block out the 5-HT2C2 receptors and is unable to decrease your appetite, which your appetite stays longer, resulting in weight gain.
My name is Emily De La Torre and I'm doing the melatonin. Okay, so the process starts when the dark blue light at about 460 to 480 nanometers hits the retina, causing chemical signals to be sent to the brain, in specific the pineal gland. So in the pineal gland, when they receive the chemical signals that started off with the retina, it starts producing the melatonin, which then would cause the drowsiness in a person. So the negative feedback process starts off the same. There's dark light that hits the retina at 460 to 480 nanometers, which then sends chemical signals to the brain in the pineal gland to produce melatonin, but there is not enough melatonin produced, which causes the person to not be drowsy, like when they have the positive feedback. Polarized glasses can block the bright light from entering into one's retina, which can cause them to be sleepy.
I don't feel like doing my project.
So, this is an example of negative feedback. So, this little boy has low amounts of melatonin and is not wanting to fall asleep, while the other one has the right amount and is tired and does not want to run. Okay. In order to fix this, especially with kids who have autism, they can give them low amounts of melatonin to help them fall asleep. So now we have given this kid a small amount of melatonin and he is now tired and ready to go to sleep.
Christian Jordan, and I'm doing dopamine because it's dope. Dopamine is a chemical that your body releases when you feel rewarded, like when a dog does a trick and so you give it a treat. It helps with the learning process. So dopamine is created within the substantia nigra and the ventral tegmental area. This can be represented by me making a firework. So firework like this. So just to show you guys, in case any of you guys play Minecraft, let's make a firework. So once the dopamine is produced, it is then secreted by the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is going to be represented by this dispenser that I have on the floor. So I put in a firework, and this would be, for example, me giving my dog a treat for giving me his hand. So as you can see, dopamine was secreted, and that would be a normal response. Now, a disease response would be, for example, when you're addicted to something. For example, cocaine. When you use cocaine, what happens is that usually the dopamine would only stay there for a little bit, as we saw with the firework, it was just in the air for just a little bit. But what happens is that it stays there for longer, and so you feel the sensation for longer, making you feel that great feeling that you have when you do certain types of drugs. So to represent that, we're going to use a firework that's been laced with a firework star. And this would be a negative response. As you can see, the dopamine stayed in the air for much longer and it produced a better response. Because who doesn't like fireworks?
I'm Jose Perla, and I'm doing HGH. HGH is a peptide hormone which stimulates growth, cell reproduction, and regeneration in humans and animals. The process starts with the 191 amino acids going inside the symmetropic cells. Then the symmetropic cells secrete into the anterior pituitary gland, and then where HGH is released. This will be a positive feedback of HGH. I just injected Emily with a solution that contained HGH. She just has grown 3 inches. This will be a negative feedback of HGH. Emily has grown 3 inches as well, but her jaw just keeps growing. Open your eye.
I am.
Get closer. And the red dot.
Ah! Is it?
Don't smack her on the face.
He's not focusing.
It's not? And weight
I need
gain,
more food.
resulting in weight gain. Some drugs that you
Yeah, there's some drugs. And there's all the drugs.
there's drugs that